Hi, I'm Krista Stutzman, and this is my assignment all about assessment. I'm part of a large family, and I have 4 younger siblings, all starting with the letter K, and in the top right corner is my best friend Kylie. And in high school, I played soccer for 4 years, and I was a part of a 4-H club for 10 years. Criterion reference tests are used to determine a student's level or performance against a certain criteria or learning standard. And this type of test is used for understanding of content knowledge, mastery of that content knowledge, and is used to see what aspects need to be taught or covered again. Formative assessments are used by teachers as a method of evaluation of a student's comprehension, helps to identify areas of struggle, such as skills or concepts that are difficult to understand. It also shows how you can reflect on your lessons and the evaluations to improve your teaching. Summative assessments. These type of assessments evaluates student learning, the skills they've learned during a unit, and the skills they've learned during a unit. This type of test is given as a conclusion to a unit to show that these students are capable of these skills or knowledge that you have taught them. Triangulation type of assessment. Triangulation is tracing the measurement of students' learning through different types of assessment to see where there is difficulty, misunderstanding, or lack of comprehension in a certain content area. This method of multiple tests or assessments is used to track and evaluate students' progress in understanding and gaining knowledge of certain skills, concepts included in the curriculum. The procedure of an assessment. Below there are 2 common types of assessments used in schools today, and they are the Brigance Math Grade Placement Assessment and the Brigance Reading Comprehension Assessment. Both assessments measure the skills or level that the student is currently at and how to test a student. This type of test usually has a booklet that has directions that you can follow pretty easily. So when I tested my student, I followed the directions that were I started at a lower grade level and had them take that test, and when they continued to be above the certain number correct, which is 80% for both books, then they continued on until they couldn't reach that 80%. So my results, for reading comprehension level, I started at 5th grade, which he is in the 5th grade, just finished, and he tested at the 8th grade level with an 80%. With his math grade, he is in 5th grade, but I started testing him at the 2nd grade level, and he couldn't pass the 6th grade, so I ended at the 5th grade level. These results are helpful in lesson planning because these lessons are made to help students learn new skills or knowledge, and these assessment results are helpful in lesson planning because they help to map out what skills or areas to focus on for the class or a student. A sample lesson that I put together, The Call of the Wild from the A to Z Leveled Books website. This book was an interest to the student that I tested, and with this booklet, as you can see, it's only part 1, and I believe there are 4 parts of this. So it had multiple different stories and activities that went along with it. And this book was in his reading range, And there are other types of lessons that were available to increase his comprehension and reading skills for the future. In conclusion, I have learned that assessments are criterion-based, meaning the subject or the topics they are learning are based on a level of learning. The difference between formative and summative assessments and how they are helpful, how each assessments are helpful in lesson planning. Assessments are helpful in gaining understanding of what the student has learned or is struggling with. And all students may be at different levels, although there is a gap. This problem could be solved with smaller group meetings, so grouping your class together as same reading levels so then they can help each other and they can learn from each other. So with disability and assessment, this combination is often rough for students with disabilities, especially reading disabilities. Assessments can be hard. There's a time constraint on them, so the teacher needs to adapt to their needs and offer extra time or extra assistance, such as someone to read the questions for them so they have the same capability to perform to their best ability where they are not frustrated with taking the test. Thank you.